312,000 kilometers on the original engine. That is the average lifespan of a well-maintained Toyota in Japan. Meanwhile, the average American car dies at roughly 193,000 kilometers. Same engineering, same factory, same bolts, same torque specs, same assembly line robots. Think about that, the same car sitting in your driveway right now. So why do Japanese cars last almost twice as long on Japanese roads? Here's a question that should keep you up at night. When was the last time your government required you to prove your car was safe to drive? If you live in the United States, there is a very good chance the answer is never. 36 states have 0 mandatory periodic vehicle safety inspections. You can drive a car with failing brakes, leaking oil, bald tires, and misaligned wheels for its entire life without a single government-required checkup. Only 14 states still require annual safety inspections, and that number keeps shrinking. And what Japanese engineers discovered about this gap will change how you think about your car forever. The number of states requiring periodic safety inspections has been dropping for decades. In 1975, 31 states mandated them. Today, just 14. The trend is moving in the wrong direction. States are removing inspection requirements and calling it deregulation, while crash fatality rates in those same states climb well above the national average. Does your state even require a brake check? Most do not. Research suggests that the states with mandatory inspection programs see 5 to 9% fewer crashes related to mechanical failure, but legislators keep cutting the programs anyway. Because on the other side of the Pacific, something radically different is happening. In Japan, it is literally illegal to drive a vehicle that has not passed a comprehensive government inspection. The penalties include imprisonment of up to 1 year or fines reaching 3 million yen. That is roughly $20,000 for skipping a car checkup. Two completely different philosophies of vehicle ownership, and the data proves which one actually works. The system is called Shaken. It is short for Jidosha Kensa Torokuseido, the automobile inspection registration system. It was written into Japanese law in 1951, and every vehicle over 250 cubic centimeters in engine displacement must comply. For new passenger cars, the first inspection happens 3 years after registration. After that, inspections are required every 2 years without exception. Think about that for a moment. How many 2-year stretches has your car gone without a professional looking underneath it? And this is not some quick emissions check like a California smog test. The Shaken inspection is one of the most rigorous vehicle evaluations in the world. The Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism sets exact specifications with 0 tolerance for non-compliance. Braking systems are tested on dynamometers at 40 kilometers per hour. Headlight alignment is measured to precise factory specifications. Exhaust emissions are probed for carbon monoxide, with cars under 10 years held to a maximum of 1% carbon monoxide and 300 parts per million unburned hydrocarbons. Inspectors slide under the vehicle into a pit and examine every centimeter of the undercarriage. They look for oil leaks, drive shaft boot condition, suspension deterioration, and frame corrosion. Belt tension is checked by pressing the middle of each belt with 10 kilograms of force and measuring deflection against manufacturer specifications. Speedometer accuracy is verified on a rolling road. But here is where it gets truly fascinating. Before a Japanese car owner even arrives at the testing center, they are legally required to complete something called Tenken Seibi Kirokubo. This is a 60-point self-inspection checklist that covers everything from brake pad thickness to exhaust system integrity. 60 individual checkpoints that the owner must verify personally. When was the last time you checked 60 things on your car? Most Western owners cannot name 6 things to check beyond oil and tire pressure. And the shaken is only half the story. Most people outside Japan have never heard of the Hotei Junika Getsu Seibi. This is a separate 12-month annual maintenance check required by Japanese law. It covers the same 60 inspection points as the biennial shaken. That means Japanese car owners effectively get their vehicles professionally evaluated every single year. Many dealerships even recommend a 6-month check on top of that. So a typical Japanese car receives 6 to 10 professional inspections in the same period. An American car sitting in a state with no inspection requirements receives exactly 0. Let that difference sink in, 6 to 10 inspections versus 0. Same car, same engineering, completely different outcomes, and the proof is in the numbers. According to data from AIRIA, the Automobile Inspection and Registration Information Association, the average Japanese passenger car remains in service for 13.32 years until registration cancellation. Light K cars last even longer, averaging 15.82 years. Compare that to global averages that hover around 8 years and 150,000 miles. The IC Cars Longest Lasting Cars study analyzed almost 400 million vehicles and found that Toyota had a 17.8% predicted chance of producing a car that reaches 400,000 kilometers. That is nearly 4 times the industry average of 4.8%. Toyota alone secured 10 of the top 25 positions for vehicles most likely to hit that milestone. The Toyota Sequoia topped the entire list with a 39.1% chance of reaching 250,000 miles. And here is the question no one asks. Are Japanese cars really that much better engineered, or are they just that much better maintained? A separate IC Cars study found that the top 10 longest kept cars, the ones original owners hold onto for 15 years or more, are exclusively Japanese models. 7 Toyotas, 2 Hondas, and 1 Subaru. Not a single American or European brand made the list. The answer, once you understand shaken, becomes obvious. It is both superior engineering and superior maintenance. But the maintenance culture that shaken created is the hidden multiplier that nobody in the Western automotive world talks about. So here is the part that should concern your wallet. Shaken typically costs between 100,000 and 200,000 yen, which is roughly $800 to $1,600 every 2 years. It sounds expensive, and many Japanese owners agree. In fact, the high cost of shaken is exactly why the Japanese used car export market exists. Many owners sell their vehicles before inspection renewal rather than pay for the evaluation and any required repairs. Those cars end up on ships heading to Africa, Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and increasingly the West. But here is the math that Western car owners completely miss. That $800 every 2 years includes a comprehensive professional inspection, mandatory liability insurance, and vehicle weight tax all bundled together. Compare that to what happens when you skip preventive maintenance entirely. A timing chain that snaps because nobody checked belt tension for 130,000 kilometers. A transmission that fails because the fluid was never inspected for discoloration or metallic particles. A brake rotor that warps and destroys the caliper because no one measured pad thickness in 4 years. The average emergency repair bill when a neglected component catastrophically fails runs into thousands of dollars, and that bill always arrives with a tow truck. Preventive inspection costs roughly $400 per year. Reactive catastrophic repair costs multiples of that amount, and it usually happens at the worst possible moment. Which approach sounds smarter to you? And this is exactly why Western dealerships will never tell you about this system. Think about the economics. Your dealer makes $1,200 replacing a timing chain that snapped because nobody checked belt tension for 80,000 kilometers. They make $40 checking that same belt during a routine inspection. Japanese dealerships operate inside a system where inspection is mandatory, so they built their entire business model around regular maintenance revenue. Small, predictable transactions every 12 months. Western dealerships build their model around catastrophic failure, big, expensive repairs that happen when something breaks. That is why your service advisor pushes a $5,000 transmission rebuild, but never once mentions a $200 annual inspection protocol. The incentive structure is upside down. So here is the part you have been waiting for. You do not need the Japanese government to force you into preventive maintenance. You can build your own shaken protocol and apply it to any car in any country. Every 12 months, run a comprehensive brake inspection, check pad thickness, rotor condition, fluid level, and fluid color. Degraded brake fluid absorbs moisture and drops its boiling point, which means brake fade on mountain descents or in emergency stops. Inspect your suspension. Look for shock absorber leaks, bushing deterioration, and alignment drift. Every 24 months, get a full undercarriage inspection. This is the single checkpoint that catches more hidden damage than any other, and it is the one Western mechanics almost never perform unless something is already broken. Have a mechanic look at your car from below. Check for oil leaks, exhaust system cracks, drive shaft boot tears, and any sign of frame corrosion. Inspect every belt for tension and wear on both the flat side and the contact side. Verify your emissions system, including catalytic converter function and oxygen sensor operation. Run a fluid analysis. Check coolant pH and freezing point. Look at transmission fluid color and smell. Test brake fluid moisture content. Total cost for all of this at an independent mechanic, roughly $200 to $400 per year. That is less than a single set of brake pads replaced at a dealership after they have ground completely through the pad material and started eating into your rotors. And that $200 to $400 could be the difference between a car that lasts 8 years and one that lasts 13. Ask yourself honestly, would you pay $400 today to avoid a $3,000 repair bill 18 months from now? Every Japanese car owner already knows the answer. Think about what that means for your specific car. If you drive a Toyota, a Honda, a Subaru, or a Lexus, you already own engineering that was designed inside a culture where shaken exists. Your car was built to survive that 60-point inspection every 2 years. The engineers at those factories designed components with mandatory inspection intervals in mind. The maintenance capability is already built into your vehicle. You just need to actually use it. 312,000 kilometers. That is not a miracle of Japanese engineering. That is not some secret alloy or magic assembly process. That is what happens when an entire nation treats vehicle maintenance as law instead of suggestion. You do not need to live in Japan to benefit from their system. You just need the 60-point checklist, an honest mechanic, and the discipline to show up once a year. Your car was built to last that long. The only question is whether you will let it. In our next video, we reveal the 3 Japanese oil change secrets that make Western mechanics look completely clueless. These techniques are so effective, they extend engine life by over 40%. Subscribe and hit the bell so you do not miss it. Your engine remembers everything.